See, when you've been the fat friend your whole life, there's little things.
Hey bestie, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about the harsh truth of being the fat friend. So I've put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back to share my true sense.
See, when you've been the fat friend your whole life, there's little things that you click onto. One of the biggest things for me personally was the fact that a lot of the friends that I used to have only had me as their friend because I made them look better. Only had me as their friend because society tell them, so because I'm fat, it will always look better than me. You get it? So you would have the lifestyle of we'll go places and do things together, but emotional, real side of the friendship was never there. Let me give you like a story time. Voila. Remember there was one time, obviously I've never always been this confident, and I always do say to bigger girls, like, you need to walk with their confidence. But these times, I never have no confidence. So it was kind of always go unnoticed because of my lack of confidence. So because of that, I never used to get looked by men as often as my other friends would. Do you know what I mean? Just so it got. But on this specific occasion, get look because bad to bad, men are ugly. And everyone has a type. Man can't look me, walked over to me. My friend is standing to like what the left. He's approached me on my right. You could tell the man is looking at me. You know, the girl has like reached over from the left and like grabbed me from my shoulder and be like, anyway, we've got to go now. So the man's like, listen, I tried to talk to your friend. And she's like, oh, no. You don't want her, blah, blah, blah. She's this, she's miserable. Only I can handle her. And I'm looking at her like, what are you talking about? At this point, though, do you know, like the embarrassment is filling my body. She's doing everything to make sure that this don't happen, innit? Because how dare he look at me? The point in which this man could even realize that there was a level of jealousy that it just wasn't making sense. Anyway, she dragged me away. I'm kind of saying to her, you know, see, man, what happened to you, girl? What was the emergency? The girl's going to turn to me and say, never really want you. I never want you. I was trying to save you, babe. I was trying to save you. I had to drop them kind of people. You have friends that literally walk around with you to make themselves look better. It is a thing.
If you grew up chunky, like the biggest girl out of your friends group, I have to know if this is like a common occurrence, because this was like a thing that happened to me a lot as a bigger girl. Grew up pretty chunky. I actually had gastric bypass a couple years ago. I've lost 165 pounds. But growing up, I was always the biggest girl out of my friends group. So in like high school and college, we'd go to parties and I'd be with a group of all my friends who were much thinner than me. And we would always be approached by other groups of people, guys and girls. And they would go through the line of us and they would like shake their hands, introduce themselves, say like, oh, hey, what's up? What major are you? Blah, blah, blah. And then it would get to my turn where they're going to introduce themselves to me. And they would literally do this. What's up? Every fucking time. Now, I think I understand why I hate small talk and I hate going places where I don't know people, because I'm convinced that no one wants to talk to me. And I find it actually hilarious because I tell people that you get treated so much differently when you are overweight versus when you are like a more normal size. And sometimes people try to gaslight me and they're like, well, maybe you're putting off a different vibe. Maybe you're more confident. And I'm like, bitch, I was just standing there and I'd get ignored. Like, I didn't put off any vibe. I was smiling, ready to shake people's hands, and they didn't want to shake my hand. So am I the only one? Am I the only chunky girl that experienced?
Okay, so people on TikTok have discussed like being the fat friend. What does that mean? You have to be extra smart, extra funny, extra everything in order to get some level of attention in friendship. And while all of that is true, in my adulthood, I'm struggling with this thought, and it's been like 2 weeks and it hasn't stopped bothering me. I'm struggling with this thought of, I wonder how many people were my friends because they thought I was safe. How many women were my friends because they thought I was a safe bet when it comes to getting male attention when we go out. Because I'm plus size, no matter how fine I am, and I am fine, but no matter how fine I am, if I'm not the conventionally attractive friend, are they more guaranteed attention? And as someone who has not struggled with receiving male attention, validation, dating, whatever it is, I'm just so curious how many people thought I was safe up until I wasn't, up until I was the one who would get approached, and not by the rejection of someone else, but like be the default choice. And that's not always the case by any means. How many folks were surprised, taken aback, in disbelief that I wasn't as safe for them as they may have presumed I would be because of my size.
How to tell if you're being treated like the fat friend. I grew up pretty chunky, and these are just some of the things I picked up on how people would treat me, because I know being overweight definitely affected that. If anyone knows what it's like having Caribbean family members, they will tell you that you're fat every single day. And like, I didn't mind that much, but I know some people definitely would. But I feel like it's a pretty universal experience for your family to pick on you for like your weight and so on. And it's like, damn, okay, I got it. Like, I'm fat right now. Like, I understand. Having everyone make fun of you, especially teenage boys behind your back. Teenage boys are just rude in general, so a lot of the time they don't even just say it to your face. But the behind the back talk is absolutely insane. Like, I don't understand why people have such an issue with someone else being overweight. Like, it's not that deep. But apparently to them, being overweight is a crime, and everybody would love to talk about it. Next is that first realization that people view you as like the fat friend, and they view you as just like your size. When I started realizing the actual way, I felt so insecure. Like, I felt like I was just the elephant in the group all the freaking time. And apparently people thought I looked like the elephant in the group as well. So it wasn't making it better. I always felt so out of place and just so unattractive that's like next to like all my other friends, because they were all slim and so on, and all the boys thought they had nice bodies, and then I was getting made fun of and being called fat and ugly on top of it. Fat and ugly at the same time is crazy, and I got it. You could tell that some people genuinely had you around or invited you places because you was that fat friend. People try to act like this is not real, but there are genuinely people out there that will actually use you and will like just abuse the fact that like you're viewed as more unattractive next to like other guys, so the guys would look at them as like prettier and so on. And I guess they could have that ego boost for the day. I don't know. Whenever you'd ask your friends if you look okay in something, and their reaction would always be like, yeah. Just like the sheer experience of just feeling like everybody just thought I looked bad in my clothing, I started to think that myself, and I just could never find outfits I liked, and I'd always just like bummy and just off, because it was like, what's the point in going shopping? Like, I just look bad. Never ever getting picked as the attractive one in the group. I don't know what it is with being like overweight, like especially when you're younger and you're a teenager and so on, people genuinely will make you feel like you're just ugly for it. And it's like, damn, you can look like Angelina Jolie and have a little bit of chub to you, and people will sit there like, oh jeez, ew, no. And last but not least, never really having your friends defend you properly when people would make fun of your weight. Once again, this is like a lot of teenage girls, and I don't know if it's because they're like afraid of like standing up, especially to boys, because like, you know, we're at a stage where we want boys to like us and so on, so we're more likely to laugh at things we know is wrong. But there's definitely times where you feel like you should have people stand up for you, especially your friends, and they just don't. People will just like stand there in the corner awkwardly and they won't say anything, even though they know it's wrong, or they're just thinking it themselves, so they're just like in their head, yeah, that's right, she is fat, ew. But at the end of the day, if you feel like that right now and people make fun of you for being a little chubby, a little overweight, whatever, just remember that things get easier and you look fine. I promise you, people are just assholes. Especially,
let me know in the comments if you guys can relate. So I've just come back from having dinner with my friend, and I actually remember there was a time when I did not enjoy going out for dinner with my friends, and that was because I was overweight. So I'd get ready to go for dinner and none of my clothes would fit me, and I refused to buy new clothes because every year I told myself this was going to be my year and I was going to lose weight, and I never did. Seeing friends I hadn't seen for a long time was so traumatic because I knew that every time I was going to see you, I was going to be heavier than what I was before. So I also have a friend who's very conscious of her weight, and every time I would see her, she would have lost weight and I would have gained. So I always just felt so embarrassed because in my mind, she's probably looking at me thinking, this girl has no self-control whatsoever. And you know what? She was right. And the thing I used to hate most was when the subject of weight gain and loss used to come up, and they used to say to me, Natalia, you look fine, you're not even that big. I used to hate that one because you know why? These girls here would not be happy at the weight that I was. And the last one was taking pictures, because you know what? You know those friends, there's friends that will stand next to you because you will make them look smaller. Yeah. I clocked that, all right? There's that. And not only that, you don't know where that picture's going to go, and you don't know who's going to see you looking FAT, especially when you're trying to avoid people because you know that you've been putting on weight.
And I always think about the fact that, like, a lot of big girls are funny, like, naturally funny. And, like, when I think about it, that is a defense mechanism for us. We have honestly had to learn that behavior of being funny because people usually feel like they can say whatever they want to us. And like, in order for us to fit in and be the cool girl and like be acceptable, so people don't talk about us, we have to be funny. It's almost like I'm gonna make you laugh so that you don't make fun of me. And that's why I feel like a lot of us are naturally funny, because we've been in those awkward situations where people try to make us like the butt of the joke, or they try to like make us feel uncomfortable. So we have to in turn either make them feel uncomfortable or make a joke that takes the attention off of them trying to make us the butt of the joke. And that's why I said I'm about to start making people feel uncomfortable. I'm not making you feel comfortable with things you're saying to me that you know you shouldn't be saying. I'm going to let you know there's a boundary and you shouldn't be saying that to me. I'm grown now. I pay my own bills. You're not just about to say whatever you feel like saying to me. You're just not. It's too, the world is hectic right now. It's too much going on. I can't take no more. It ain't no more ha ha, laugh, kiki, make a joke, make you feel comfortable about what you said to me, mind you, to make me feel uncomfortable. I'm not doing that no more. Like, it was cool to be the funny girl in middle school, high school, and I'm still kind of funny. Like, people still kiki at me because I genuinely just be saying what be on my mind. But, like, for real, enough of the sugarcoating with people and trying to make them feel comfortable because they made you feel uncomfortable so that they accept you. If you don't accept me, then I just won't be in the room. Like, all that making people feel comfortable about my size in the room that I take up, I'm about to take up all the space. I'm no longer making myself feel small, making myself the butt of the joke, or making a joke just to deflect. No, we're going to make you feel uncomfortable, because why did you feel comfortable saying that? What made you feel like you could say that to me? Now I'm about to start asking the hard questions. I'm no longer going to be the funny girl. Like, it's cute or whatever. Yeah, it passes the time. Like, people laugh a little bit. Ha, ha, ha. But no, let's turn it back on you. Why did you say that? Why do you feel that way? Why did you feel like you could say that to me? It's like, yeah, I'm funny naturally. Like, so I'm always going to be the funny girl. But I'm done being the funny girl for the convenience of other people. You made me feel uncomfortable. Your turn.
You're literally the fat friend, so why would anyone think you're attractive? You're literally the fat friend, so when you go out with your mates, you're the one that's going to get left out of all the pictures. You're the fat friend, so unless you lose the weight, no man's going to take you seriously. Why would they want you? Why would they want to walk around with you? Look at the size of you. You're literally an overweight girl, so you just have to accept the bare minimum because you're overweight. Well, I'm here to represent for the fluffy community always and forever, and I've got a message for people like you that think like that. Why does no one not highlight that even though the girl them fat, broader than Broadway, because that is me, them pretty in her ass, the face card never, ever, ever declines. See the little useless man them that you're fighting for their attention? We don't want men like that. It may seem like we don't get man, but most of these men out here, we don't even want them because our chest is high just like our BMIs. See, next time, before you look at a fat girl and say, she can't get a man. No, baby girl. Maybe she don't want.
Okay, y'all, so me and my sister was just talking about being accepted in the club as a big girl, right? And I was just telling her how I was at the club with my friends one time and they ended up going to somebody else's section, right? And they asked me, but they didn't ask me at the same time. Because for one, I'm a bigger girl, yeah. But what I was telling my sister was, because I can't remember my train of thought. What I was telling my sister is because I had to realize who the people section that my friends went to. I just didn't go because I knew that I wouldn't be accepted. And she was like, "What that mean? Fat girls ain't allowed?" And I was like, "Absolutely, yes, that's exactly what that shit mean. Like, it don't matter how cute I look. I could look better than the other hoes. Makeup done, hair done, nails done, toes done, bitch. Shapewear on, in place." But it won't matter because all they see is big. You get what I mean? It don't matter. It don't matter about nothing. I can have, bitch, $50 million. They don't care. They just see fat and say, no, she can't come in my section. But, meanwhile, I look better than all them hoes. Sorry, not sorry. But all I'm going to say is, it's 2022. It's 2022. And all I'm saying is, if y'all still discriminating against fat hoes, y'all need to go seek help. Because we going to be fat. We going to be fat. It's going to be plenty of fat people in the world.
And y'all giving very much lame as hell.
Very much. I really like her, but I'm scared. Yeah, that's what y'all giving. It's giving very much. I'm trying to impress my booty buddies. TikTok, don't take my video down. I'm sorry. But it's giving very much, I swam the other way. Like, come on, y'all. Like, I literally got to arguing with a man in Houston, Texas at Seaside about me being big, bitch. And me being in a section with the niggas he know, which is the niggas that's popping bottles, buying Ace of Spades, buying tequila, whatever. Literally, I'm gonna have to show y'all in another video me and him arguing. I was wasted at this point, but the man gonna ask me, can you go over there? Literally, I had been at this fucking place for about 5-6 hours, y'all. And you gonna come over here? I don't even know what time it was. That's how drunk I was. Don't even know how I made it home. Don't know when I left. I don't know shit, honestly, because I was wasted. But, like, you're lame. And the sad part is,
so, you know that song about being like the fat, funny friend? That's like always been my lived experience. That's been my existence. I've always been overweight. I'm fat. I'm comfortable with myself, but it's just like in situations like last night, I went out with a friend. It was for my birthday. I went to the goth bar. They were having a death rock night. I just wanted to hang out and like have some drinks and dance for my birthday. And every time I go to something like that, I am like the only, maybe there's like one other plus size person there. And I go with a more conventionally attractive friend, and we have to spend the whole night like sitting in a booth with the dudes that are hitting on them, and like I get ignored the whole time. And I feel like, I don't know, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like I'm jealous of the person. It would just be nice to be included. And I think it's just so shitty how like people don't treat you like a human if they're not attracted to you. And it just makes me not want to go out and do stuff anymore, which sucks, because other than that, the part where like before that happened, I was having fun. I was having a great time. And it's not the other person's fault that people find them more attractive than me. Like, that's fine. That's just the way society works. But like, if y'all could just practice being kind to people that you're not attracted to, that would be great.
So that's a video, bestie. I'm just here also just to add on like what I think about today's video of being a fat friend. So bestie, being the fat friend often means being the one who's overlooked. You show up with your girls and everyone's heads down, turn, but not for you. It's like you're invisible. People talk to your friends, flirt with them, buy them drinks while you're left standing there like the group personal assistant. It's not always intentional, but it's there. That feeling of being less than, and you notice it. You feel it every time someone only compliments your friends and not you. Every time someone assumes you're the funny one, the mom of the group, the one who holds everyone's back, and you become the side character in your own life. You're constantly battling with yourself. You want to be happy for your friends, and you are. You love them, but it still stings. When they get hit on and you don't, when they're getting attention and you're the one taking photos for them, you start to question your worthy. You wonder, am I not good enough? Am I not beautiful too? And the world has a way of reinforcing the insecurity, especially when you're surrounded by people who meet the beauty standard. And let's talk about how people treat you in social settings. You could be dressed to the nines, hair laid, makeup on point, confidence, glowing, and people will still act like you're not there. Sometimes your friends don't even notice it because they're so used to getting attention. But you do. Every time you clock the way someone else skip over you, you catch how the conversation shift away from you, you feel the difference. Then there's a dating solution. If you're the fat friend, chances are your friends are getting asked out, getting approached, getting talked to first, and you're either ignored or worse, fetishized. People don't always see your heart, your humor, or your vibe. They just see your size. And suddenly, you're not just trying to date, you're trying to prove that you're worthy of love in a world that told you you're not. You carry this pressure to the extra funny, extra royal, extra supportive, like you have to be overcompensative to be accepted in the group. Sometimes your own friends don't even realize how much you have to shrink yourself, not physically, but emotionally. You become the therapist, the fixer, the reliable one. You are the one people cry to you when the relationship fail, but when you're hurting. Nobody really checks on you because you're always been there, the strong one, the one who can take care of them, the one who cracks jokes and make everyone feel better, but who's there for you. And let's be real, shopping together can be a nightmare. Your friends are picking up cute clothes off the rank while you're secretly checking tags to see if they can even go up to your size. Or wait, you pretend you're not in the mood to shop because you know the store doesn't carry your size. Yeah, they mastered the art of pretending. Pretending you're fine, pretending it doesn't hurt, pretending to laugh along when someone makes a fat joke in the group and chat. Because if you don't, you're too sensitive. You learned to settle in the background. You hyper everyone else, take the group pics after emotional support, and sometimes you start to believe that that's your role, the helper, the sidekicker, the fuel, the filter, the friend. And that belief chips away at your self-worth over time. Because if you don't see people fighting to include you, value you, or make space for you, you start to think maybe you don't deserve it. But here is what I need you to hear. You're not the side character. You're not just that frat friend. You're the whole complex, valuable person with so much to offer. And if your friends or the people around you make you feel small, invisible, or like a press order, it's not your body that needs to change. It's your environment. You deserve friends who see you, hyper you up, and love you out loud. You deserve to take up a space, wear what you want, walk into a room, and also do that. Don't ever shrink yourself. And also, it's not wrong, guys. If you feel like you can lose the weight, please do. It will be very much beautiful because you're going to feel healthy, you're going to feel better, you're going to be that pretty girl, okay? So please also consider losing some weight. Okay, yeah, lose the weight for yourself. Okay, don't do it for your friends, actually do it for you. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next episodes. Bye.